I want to show you the aspects in a chart, and I just need to say I'm getting really excited about the astrology private group that we're going to create. We're going to co-create a whole new template for the planets. And I was told this by Solretta Antaria in a psychic reading during the winter that by April I was going to be, as source consciousness, as we all are, recreating the multidimensional earth perspective of astrology, and that as creator beings that we are, you and I are going to be putting forth a whole new higher vibrational conversation about what the planets mean, what the aspects are, how to read astrology from this galactic point of view where you're using the planets, the outer planets, the Kuiper Belt planets, the trans-Neptunian planets, the asteroids, the fixed stars, really seeing your role here on Gaia as a galactic being. So this is an important video for you to get going on how to draw the sacred geometry and whole signs. And when you're looking at this chart, you can see the geometry. So you see the grand square in red and orange, and you see that the grand square has the big orange lines straight across, which are oppositions. Okay, these are squares. These are the oppositions of the squares. And then also the blue lines, which you can see here, is a grand trine. And then the purple lines are sextiles. And then conjunctions are when a grouping of planets are within a 3-degree orb. With the ascendant, it can be as wide as a 7-degree orb. So the ascendant with Chiron, here we have Black Moon Lilith. It's very hard to see, but that's Black Moon Lilith. And Sedna, which is that planet with 11,400 year orbit, is very important in this chart. So let's just go over the 3-degree orb for signs and within the signs, okay, meaning that it wouldn't be, a planet right here in Aries making a conjunction, even if it was at 29 degrees, because it's not in the same sign. So it has to be within signs, okay? And I will explain how air signs always trine other air signs. So this is air, this is air, this is air. Fire signs, okay, so this is Leo, always trine other fire signs. So this is Sagittarius, which is fire. This is Leo, which is fire. Okay, and we could also make an aspect line. Although it's a 4-degree orb, we could allow an aspect line over here to Eris, okay? So those are some of the, within the signs, okay? And then what happens is the squares come when you have, for instance, an earth sign feminine going to a fire sign masculine. That's a square. So that's how you come up with a square, is an earth sign feminine going to a fire sign masculine. That's a square, and that creates the tension of this grand square, which is like a piece of coal, right, that's being compressed under tension into a diamond. Okay, and then the sextiles go within feminine signs. So here's an earth sign feminine to a water sign feminine, over here to the sun, which is an earth sign feminine. The sun, which is an earth sign feminine, makes a purple line to this at 5-degree north node. Okay, so this is 454. This is 5-degree north node of water sign feminine. Same with the masculine. So we've got air sign masculine, Pluto conjunct the moon at 10 degrees, making a sextile to an 11-degree Neptune in fire sign masculine. Neptune at 11 degrees, making a purple line sextile to the midheaven at 8 degrees. And these are within 3-degree orbs. So that's 3 degrees, 8, 8, and 11. 11 to 10 is within a 3-degree orb. This is a 10 to a 10, which is a 3-degree orb. This is Saturn over to Varuna, which is a 10. Okay, that's within minutes, so that's a very important planet for this person. So that's basically the sextile is, I'm using purple lines. The trines, I'm using blue lines so that you can see the trines. Okay, we also have this Earth trine over here to a Sun. Okay, we've got Sedna at 4 degrees. We've got the Sun at 454. That's an Earth sign trine. So that's why I'm drawing those in different colors so that you can start to see that. The oppositions are straight across the chart. Okay, it's like the polar opposite. Okay, the polarity of fire sign masculine Leo is air sign masculine Aquarius. Leo and Aquarius. Leo and Aquarius. Here we've got Earth sign feminine Taurus, and yes, by the way, this is the Taurus ascendant that I was looking for, so I'm reading this chart. This person and the family member is involved in our online course, so they're getting this reading, and they're very generously offering me an energy exchange, even though I said I would do it for free. So this is my Taurus ascendant I was looking for. And we've got the Earth sign feminine going over to the water sign feminine. And you can see how feminine always is going with feminines in some way. The polarities of the masculines, okay? The sextiles of the masculines, masculines, masculine, masculine, or the sextiles of the feminine. Here's Earth sign feminine to water sign feminine to Earth sign feminine. Okay, so this is why when I was first giving you the signs, I was saying, okay, this is an earth sign, this is feminine, this is a yin energy, and so forth. So within a 3-degree orb of the planets and the asteroids within signs, so not, outside, not outside of the sign, creating an orb. Like if something were here at 0 degrees, it would not be a conjunction with this feminine, because this is in a feminine sign and this is in a masculine sign. So you must stay within the signs. A 7-degree orb of the ascendant or the midheaven, because the ascendant configures to the 3rd, it configures to all the major houses, okay? It configures to the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 7th, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th house. So the ascendant is like the most important thing in the chart. So that has a wider orb. And then the moon, as one of the luminaries, can actually have an orb of 13 degrees. So I would say, here's a 10-degree moon. Here's Juno at 444. Oh, he must have, very interesting, 444. He must be a major manifester of his marriage partner. So the moon is also conjunct Juno, it's also conjunct Mercury at 238, and it's also conjunct Mars, okay? Because the moon has a 13-degree orb. So moon is actually conjunct everything in this sign of Libra. The sun can have something as wide as a 15-degree orb. Now within this, we don't have anything, okay, because this is a full 20 degrees. Venus is a full 20 degrees away from the sun at 24. The sun's at 4. So we would not call that a conjunction. Now, if Venus were here, okay, at 15 degrees, that would give us a conjunction. We would call Venus conjunct the sun, because the sun's orb is as wide as 15 degrees. But we will not go outside of the signs. So we will not go back and say, okay, yeah, the sun is conjunct Ceres. We do not cross the sign for that, okay? So the within the signs is something that we can get into more. The importance of this is that the energy of Virgo is incredibly different than the energy of Libra, they're so incredibly different that we would not say, for instance, that Venus could possibly be conjunct Mercury, because Mercury's in an entirely different sign, making Mercury an unbelievable expression within his own partner, and he may do something with healing services and expression. But you would not say Mercury is conjunct Venus, because Venus is in Virgo, a completely different energy than Libra. Okay, so this is a whole sign situation. Also, when you run it in astro.com, they're putting all kinds of sextiles in that are not within the correct sign. So they actually have a sextile line from water feminine Pisces at 27 degrees, and they ran a sextile line that was not correct, okay? And they took it over here to 0 degrees Gemini. And that is, in fact, a 3-degree orb, 27 to 0 degrees Gemini. But that's a water sign, and that's a masculine air sign. So feminine and masculine do not sextile. Do you hear me? This is the most complicated part of astrology. And I'm making this video ahead of time so that when Lindsay and I actually sit down together, you can review this one again and again. And I will let Lindsay ask me questions, but this, believe me, is the most complicated part of astrology. And then when we get into the archetypes and the templates of the planets and everything, it's going to flow. And, you know, the lunation cycles and what the asteroids mean, it's going to be beautiful. This is the most difficult part of it, folks. So just bear with me on this. Keep practicing. Now let's look at the whole sign aspects. We only use a conjunction. We only use a sextile. We only use a trine, an opposition, and a square. So we don't do these other things called quincunx and yods, and I don't even know what these things are, because they're not part of a sacred geometry that the planets actually make when they're spinning through space. And I can put up some pictures of the beautiful geometries. The songs that the planets are singing are only making geometries in conjunctions, okay, like when Mercury conjuncts the sun or Mercury conjuncts the moon, the sextile, the trine, the opposition, the square. So please, like, get rid of any thought of doing quincunx, or I don't even know what all those words are, because they have nothing to do with geometries. They're just mathematical things that someone came up with. Okay, so a conjunction makes it more intense. So we have Chiron here conjunct the ascendant within a 2-degree orb. We have Black Moon Lilith exactly conjunct the ascendant. So this person, as I said, this is Taurus. This person has a huge first breath. Like, first of all, there was a wound before the first breath, maybe from a previous lifetime, and then incarnating to restore the divine feminine. Actually, with Black Moon Lilith and Taurus, it's like restoring the entire tree of life. Okay, and we'll talk about that. So that's a conjunction. That makes a very intense, like, need to always experience, like, going into the void, going into the womb, restoring the life tree of balance between masculine and feminine, because this is a man and he has a feminine ascendant, so he's very much balancing that feminine within himself. So that's an intensity, those conjunctions. Okay, so the other conjunction here is he has Moon exactly conjunct Pluto. So I won't get into the interpretation of that right now, but that's a serious conjunction right there, which probably relates to this, because you'll see themes throughout that tell about the mission of why he would need to have Chiron, the wound, with Black Moon Lilith at the ascendant, and Pluto conjunct Moon. There's something he's really healing in the divine feminine. Okay, those are the intensities of his life. And then the sextiles are the easiest points. And you can see there's a lot of sextiles where just grace and beauty and ease. All these purple lines come through. And then the trine is an amplification. So this is usually a spiritual mastery or some kind of brilliant skill that you bring in from other lifetimes. And he's got this beautiful air trine where he's probably incredibly expressive. And then the oppositions, this is the opposition, this is the opposition, opposition. These oppositions are like the full light of awareness. It's like a full moon, okay? The sun is on one side, the moon is on the other side. It gives the full illumination of the other aspect. So here we have Black Moon Lilith and Chiron and Sedna, which, gosh, I could interpret that one a long time, 11,400 year severing and then the galactic return, making an opposition to the North Node over here of a destiny conjunct Uranus, like a very revolutionary, unusual character in the house of partner. He must be an incredible partner and also have that as the destiny. And then the square, which is this, okay, and sometimes you'll just see part of a square, just like one piece of a square. You'll only have that in your chart, like midheaven, all right? That square is attention. This square, all right, is attention. This square is attention. So Saturn, the father figure, squaring Sedna of some kind of severing with Black Moon Lilith, restoring Great Cosmic Mother, is happening in this person's life. And he's probably acting as a major nurturing father figure in his own home because he has a Ceres Saturn in the house of home. Okay, so the square is attention. The father, Saturn, squaring Black Moon Lilith, how to be both that great cosmic mother and be father as part of his destiny. Also creating the full light of awareness in the career. So use these words. This is an intensity. This is an ease. This is an amplification. This is the full light of awareness. Okay, this is attention also, the square. Squares are tension. So when you start to read charts, that's what you're going to be doing is first just use these words like a recipe. Okay, and you'll be able to say things like, okay, Black Moon Lilith at your ascendant somehow is a, what do we have? Tension with, okay, Saturn in Leo. And then you say, what is Leo? Okay, of being this noble-hearted, playful, masculine, protecting the pride. There's some kind of tension in your own home. Okay, but it's part of the destiny and making the full light of awareness of restoring the great cosmic mother. Okay, you're going to get good at this, I swear. I'm going to get you through this. But this is so important because we're restoring the sacred geometry to astrology, and we're going to talk this week at length about who Black Moon Lilith is. Lilith has been the major archetype that has been turned around, upside down, backwards, completely distorted, and I find it always in the charts of people who are here to restore the divine feminine. So that's what we're going to be doing together. Okay, study this, and I will be making videos with Lindsay on these topics this week. Love you.